Hi there, I'm Lisa Taylor, and we are talking about pile or pony. This choice matters. When you have a pile of you know what, a big problem, are you focused on the pile? Are you focused on the pile, the problem, like the thing that's going wrong? Or do you have a perspective that if there's a pile, then there must be a pony in here somewhere? So are we looking at the pile? What we focus on expands. If we focus on the problem, we're going to get more problem. Or are we looking for the pony? You know, the master Christian said, if a man keep my saying, he shall never see death. Well, let's expand that and recognize that if a man keeps the law of God, the law of good, he will never see the death, the problem, the negative, the issue. We will see the good. We will be able to discern with spiritual sense the good in every situation. We will never see and be limited by and be dragged down by the problem, the pile. So are you choosing to look at the pile, get bummed out about the pile, get depressed about it, feel bad and sorry and all the things that go along with that? Or do you see the pile and go, hang on, I know the law of God is in operation. I know the law of good is in operation. And I know that if I look with my spiritual senses, I can see good, even though it looks like a disaster. Mrs. Eddy, in the book, Science and Health with Key to the Scriptures, that I quote all the time, it's a really good book about spiritual law, the law of God, the law of good, better known as Christian Science. That's how she defined it, Christian Science. She says, to divest thought of false trusts and material evidences in order that the spiritual facts of being may appear. This is the great attainment by means of which we shall sweep away the false and give place to the true. Does that mean we're putting on rose-colored glasses and kind of finding good where there isn't any? No, it means that we're divesting thought of the false trusts and the material evidences in order that the spiritual facts may appear that are already there. Our house flooded years ago back during El Nino in LA back in 2004. We had like a foot of water in our house. And the guy that pumped out the water said he'd never seen so much water in a house that's on like flat ground, not near any other water sources. Anyway, long story short, it was a disaster. Like it was a disaster. And I vowed to myself that I would not focus on the problem, that I would not dive into, because there was a lot to like get depressed about, a lot of loss, looked like loss. I was determined to find the pony in there. I was not going to go in and look at all the like stalagmites that were growing up out of the ground and all the mold and all this. Was determined not to focus on that. It's like, there has to be a blessing in here somewhere. And I'm going to actively seek the blessing. I'm going to actively seek that pony. There has to be a pony in here somewhere. And I kept saying that. There has to be a pony in here somewhere. Long story short, there were a lot of blessings that came out of that. In fact, insurance sent like 5 different times, sent people out. And every time they would come out, they would find more reasons to make the insurance claim look better for us. And it enabled us to tear down a part of the house and build kind of a version of our house that was like a dream house. And that never would have happened had I succumbed to, this is a disaster, and get all upset and get swayed by that view of things. I really needed to divest thought of the false trusts and the material evidences in order that the spiritual facts of being could appear. And they did. And that's guaranteed. I mean, that's guaranteed. That's the cool thing about this. So this choice matters. Are you looking at the pile or are you looking for the pony? This choice matters. I'm Lisa Taylor.